Hey, it's Phoenix Jira, and I'm working on the raised garden back here in the backyard. There's the coop. There's where all of those nasty trees used to be. And this is where I'm putting this. It's about, 9.5 feet long by 3 feet wide, give or take. We're going to start planting some trees at some point soon, but right now, this is what I'm working on. And all I'm doing is shoveling the grass out and putting it there. And then I'll chop it up and probably put it back in here. And I'm trying to decide if I'm going to put cardboard on the bottom, which is what a lot of people do. They put cardboard down, and then they put dirt down and some compost and some mulch. And I need to go get dirt. I'd like it as about as high as the bricks are. And I don't really have dirt in my yard to do that with, and my little compost pile could fill up this little corner. Now I did go get some free compost that is provided by the city. I have 5 buckets full, but I want to get some dirt first and then put the compost in. So there's going to be a bit of an expense to get this started, but I'm hoping next year I can have some tomatoes and a few other things growing in here for myself, for the family, for the chickens, for the heck of it. All right, it's Phoenix Jira. I'm in the backyard. The raised garden bed is ready, and I have some seeds planted in there, cover seeds. This is the area where those great big juniper shrubs were, and I just raked the heck out of it. It doesn't look like much, but it's like layers and layers of years and years of needles. And so you can kind of see, if I get down here, you can see all the different piles that I did. See, there's just piles of them, and it's not even all of it. And I already filled up the lawn bin, so now I have to wait a week or figure out some other way to get rid of this. And these are juniper needles, so they're very acidic. So, I may not want to compost them, is what I'm trying to say. I want to get rid of them. And so I'm thinking of doing the seeds here, sorry for the wind, to get some nutrients back into this ground. But it's a heck of a project. I know that the hard part was getting them out of the ground, getting them cut down, the trees and things, but yeah, I'm getting a little tired. Maybe I'm just a wimp. Let's see here, let's back up. Here we go. Here's the coop. And we'll look from this direction. Look at all that. There's a lot of work yet to do. It's Phoenix Jira, and I'm working on the backyard. This is a pile of wood chips. Now, the pile of wood chips in the front is diminishing as I put that here on the garden. I'm just sort of making a video log of what I've done so far. So it's here. So far, I've done several loads around the cherry blossom trees. And I am I'm in the middle of putting it back here. So let's head on back into the jungle. All right, here's the latest pile that I need to spread around, and it goes all the way over here and to the coop. And my plan is to continue it all the way along this fence line. It's going to go all along here, all around all of this, around that stump, and over to here, because nothing grows here. I don't have any sprinklers sprinkling here. Hey, hi, Mr. Shadow. And yeah, that's what I'm doing so far today. Well, I started this a couple days ago. It is pretty tiring. It really, really is. Plus, let's wander over here a moment. This is the raised garden that was just made. Now I planted some garlic in those back holes over there. And I added some hairy vetch and other things to here, hoping it sprouts and adds nutrients for the spring. There are the rest of the bricks that I forgot to do a second layer, so now I probably won't. And then here is this still, all of these piles that I've raked up. And so many piles and piles and piles of these needles. You see all this? It's just yuck. So I'm putting it in the compost bin to be taken away. I trimmed this back a little bit. I know it doesn't look great, but I'm thinking of putting an additional chicken run around it. So I'm going to need it to be shrunk down anyway, but I think the chickens will have fun in there. Hi there, it's Phoenix Jira. I'm in my backyard, and I finally got done raking up most of the pine needles from the juniper shrubs and trees that we had removed. And I went ahead and laid out some seeds for cover, basically just to hopefully put some, nutrients into the soil. And then I laid out a very small amount of compost. I mean, that's all I had. Okay, and so first of all, I don't think I have enough compost. Second of all, I think it's too late in the season to add the seeds, but I already had them, so I laid them out. And I laid them all the way over here. So I just did all of this area. And here is the pile. Look how big it is. You can tell how big it is based on the wheelbarrow. That is a really large wheelbarrow. So I guess we'll find out in the spring if any of these seeds are going to take. I hope so, because that'll help when we want to plant something else. Oh, it's a process. I'm pretty tired now. I still have all of the wood chips to bring into the backyard. So I don't know where I'm going to put them. I may end up putting some on top of this, and that'll just be what I do. But it's going pretty good. And then over here, I took a little film of this area. Here are all the sumacs that are turning colors because, of course, it's October. And they're all looking pretty. I love them. And then when they're done, they just look like sticks. I was like, why are you growing sticks in the ground? Well, that's what I do. I grow sticks. So look at them all. This small shrub is so pretty. It's pretty in the spring, it's green in the summer, and it's red in the fall. And so I haven't taken it out. Why? Right? I thought about it, but I'm like, no, it's just so pretty. And then there, of course, are our cherry blossom trees. I'm going to walk on over here. Yes, there's a mess right there. Ignore that. Here we go. It's the end of the year for that. And look who's outside. Yep. There they are. They've been out here for a few hours now. This is their longest trip outside. I think they're kind of ready to go in. They've been eating off and on, but I think they want their big container of food, Is that what you want? Yes, please. Okay, I'm gonna dig a hole here and put in this butterfly bush. Now I'm thinking of extending this chicken run, so I have to be careful I don't go where I might be putting the run. But I think it would go back here. So this is a bee balm, and the extended chicken run could go from here to the edge of that. See? And I want some plants along the edge of the chicken run. So that's what I'm doing today. And I'm going to be planting other things out here as well. As I'm planting this butterfly bush, I was looking at the ground over here. You see all the green coming up? That's what I planted, what, 3 weeks ago? This is basically, it's a crop cover that will help put nutrients back into the soil here after all of those junipers were removed. And it's growing very well here. Over here it's growing. It is growing, just not quite as well. Which is kind of a bummer, but you know, whatever. And then over here is the raised garden that I'm going to have next year. And a lot of it is growing in here. I put some leaves on here just to cover it up, and the rest of these leaves here will go on here when it really it's done growing or whatever. I'll put some more on here. But there's garlic in here too, but I'm pretty sure this is not the garlic. That won't be till spring. So that's how good this is going here. And I have piled up all of these leaves on purpose, and I'll probably put some more over this in the next couple weeks. We'll see. Oh, and hey, Shadow, how's it going? Wah, wah, wah. Yeah. So I just dug this small tree out from in front of our front door. I don't know why the previous owners put it there. And I'm going to dig a hole and set it right here. I think it's going to look pretty good. Hopefully it lives. I dug out around its roots the best that I could, but one of the roots didn't quite make it, so we'll know in the spring or the summer if it makes it. All right, there she is. Next year I'm going to cut off this branch down here at the bottom, but I'm going to leave it alone for now. I don't want it to go into too much shock. That took a minute or two. All right, some time has gone by. I'm finally done planting this butterfly bush that was already there, and this butterfly bush. And I pulled out this ground cover from the front and just threw it in here. And I'm going to see if it seeds. And then we walk over here, and here are these that I just planted. And let's see what these are. All right, that's what they are. And these will get 4 to 6 feet if you let them.